the Oklahoma newsroom. This is an OU update. I'm Jenny Carlson. Lots of folks wondering before the Tulsa game on Saturday, could Mark Andrews catch a few more passes for the Sooners? Well, lo and behold, Bob Stoops must have heard those cries. He had 2 touchdown catches against Tulsa, did Mark Andrews. And Jason Kersey joins us on the phone. Jason, is this a case of tight ends sort of having a resurgence in the air raid, Lincoln Riley's offense, or is Mark Andrews just a guy that they feel like they need to use?
Well, I think it's a little bit of both. OU sort of went away from tight ends in 2012 and 2013, mostly because they just didn't have any that were capable of contributing consistently. They lost, Trent Rattery and James Hanna to graduation, and then Austin Haywood, who I think they sort of saw as the future of the tight end position, was a freshman in 2011. Left the team abruptly midway through the 2011 season. So they were left kind of without anybody in 12 and 13. And last year when Blake Bell switched positions, he sort of helped bring it back a little bit. He caught 4 touchdown passes. And now Mark Andrews appears to be a much more dynamic sort of playmaker than Blake Bell was at the position. And so yeah, I think it's a little bit of both.
You know, Mark Andrews told you and probably others after the game on Saturday that, when he came to OU, he was pretty adamant about being a wide receiver. Now with his body type and seeing some different things, he's accepted that role to move to tight end. It seems like that was probably a smart move for him, but definitely I would think they had to have been encouraging that from the coach's perspective, just what he brings in that 6'5" body frame.
Yeah, he was a very highly rated receiver recruit out of Arizona in high school, and he was pretty insistent that he was going to be a wide receiver and not a tight end. But once he got to OU, I think he sort of saw the opportunity that he would have at tight end, and there's a lot more. A receiver. There are a lot of other receivers on the roster. It's kind of tough to break through there, especially when you're a redshirting freshman. But at tight end, he can sort of have that position to himself.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mentioned at the start that some people were wondering, hey, where's Mark Andrews? Why can't he get more touches out there? And I think as we think about that tight end position, obviously a big part of that is blocking. Jason, is that the area where it could determine how much playing time Mark Andrews gets on the field? Because I imagine as a guy that was a wide receiver largely in high school, the idea of blocking and how to block and when to block and all those sorts of things, that's probably still a work in progress with him.
Yeah, and that's what he said, that he'll get on the field more when he gets better at blocking. And, yeah, that's something I think he's getting used to. It's something Blake Bell had to get used to when he made that switch to that position. You block sometimes at receiver, but it's not nearly the kind of blocking you have to do as a tight end. You have to block bigger guys, bigger and stronger guys, defensive ends and linebackers, and that's just something that he's going to have to continue to improve on. But that's why he hasn't been on the field probably as much as some people want to see. Yeah, we'll see just how much he's working into the offense the next time the Sooners are on the field. An off week this week, by the way. No game for OU this Saturday. Hey, be sure to stay with the best coverage team anywhere at newsok.com and every day in the Oklahoman.